We have a very special guest in studio to kick off TT15. Brian Kemp, make some noise. The Buffalo Ball Band.
Give it up for him.
Let's face it, there weren't exactly very many plays being made by the offense on Sunday night, but here's a guy who, found a way to make one. So, Brian, thanks for joining us in the studio today.
Hey, thank you very much. It's an honor and a privilege to be here. I appreciate it.
So obviously the news, you were on the news yesterday. We're learning a little bit more about you as we go, Brian, here. So before we get into the experience and everything that happened Sunday night, I want a little bit, of your background as a Bills fan. How long have you been going to games? Who are maybe some of your favorite players growing up?
Yeah, for sure. Been a Bills fan, since I can remember. I remember watching Super Bowl 25 as a kid. My mom telling me, it's time for bed. You got school the next day. And me saying, no, I'm not going to bed. I got to finish watching this. And obviously subsequently watched every other Super Bowl after that. And been a Bills fan, like I said, since I can remember. Favorite players, obviously the guys from the 90s, Kelly, Thurm, Andre Reed, Darryl Talley, Smith, Tasker, of course. Hope you make it to the Hall of Fame, man. Shane Conlon, we used to go to Chocolate Lake as a kid to vacation and fish. And when we were out on the boat, we would see Shane Conlon's place and see several players down there in the yard, right on the water, literally barbecuing, partying, just having a good time, would always wave to us and stuff. So definitely good memories as a kid.
Met Shane Conlon, our TSE signing last year. Conlon, the Barbarian. Okay. People are still loving him out there. So I wanted to get in your brain for that because, like we were talking in the picture, your father, you're a massive Bills fan. It all leads up to this Sunday night. You're just, minding your own business there as the Bills are trying to take care of the Patriots. Ball comes flying in at you. Because there's so many ways to look at this. There's so much internet judgment and everything. I want to know, what was your 10 seconds leading up to that and your 5 seconds as it happened? What was going through your brain as that all kind of transpired?
So 10 seconds leading up to that was, all right, here comes Allen. He's rolling out to his right again. And in the past, players have caught in touchdown passes right, in that corner. We're in section 106, row 1, and it's just an attractive corner for some reason as far as attention goes, player attention. And I'm like, okay, here he comes. And typically the other fans in that section know to kind of get ready in case there's any action. And so, he comes rolling out to the right and then just fires that bullet. And meanwhile, I've got, some cowbells in my hand because when the defense is working, we try to be as loud as possible.
Okay, you're a cowbell guy. Huh? Yeah. Okay, I'm a helmet on the seat guy, from extra noise.
You got to respect going out of the way to get some extra noise in there.
Listen, he's doing everything he can, BK, to make some extra noise, be that much more of a 12th man.
You have to. And so it's flying at my face, and obviously I make the catch, and with the cowbell in my hand and the towel in my other hand, and 5 seconds after the catch. It's just kind of automatically ingrained in my head that if I ever have an opportunity to get my hands on another game ball, it's peace, see you later. My wife and I had this agreement for years now that if we ever do, I'll meet you at the car because I'm out of here. I've had to give them back in the past and not ever. So
that you've gotten your hands on some game balls.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And we were told that, we'll swap it out for you, or we need it back. We'll give you another one. None of which in those instances came to fruition. So, like I said, immediately my first thought was, I gotta, I'm going to the car. And I said to my wife, who was standing next to me.
So is this the Tara, whisper part here?
Well, honestly, I'm going to tell you, it's like, I don't know. I don't recall if she even said anything to me at that point. I know I said to her, I'll meet you at the car. And big shout out to my wife.
I was going to say, shout out, Mrs. Kemp. Yes. Shout out to 4 kids. We got a family behind this celebration. Sure. I'm not calling him a Peter Griffin, but he's a family guy.
Not only your wife, too, your unofficial agent this week.
Unofficial, yes.
No social media, this guy. The wife's been doing the rounds for him.
I love that. Okay, so we're getting you're right next to your wife, whatever. Okay, so take me from there.
Yeah, so I said, I'll meet you at the car. I got the ball,
You tucked and run.
Had to contain it, because I had the cowbells 2 in one hand and then the towel the other, contained it. And I didn't put it up my shirt at that point, up the stairs. I just kind of had it in my left hand, in front of me, made my way up the stairs and was, thinking, I got to get out of here, before they try to take this ball away.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I mean, I think the thing that everyone was impressed with, I'm not saying the whole way up, that initial burst up.
You were chugging.
And that's an interesting note. You had the cowbell and the towel. So you didn't get to get pumping with the arms or anything. You were kind of doing more of like a little bit of this, right? So that was all leg select. This guy was just powering up those steps.
Yeah, 2 hands on ball, cowbell and towel, power run offense up those stairs.
Did I hear you correctly so you've gotten a ball before and they said, give it back and we'll give you another one, and then they just stiffed you and gave you nothing?
Yes, sir.
That's wild.
So that's happened like how many times?
That's wild.
So that's happened once before.
And who was it with, Alan?
So that one was a warm-up session halftime during the punt practice, punt warm-up, and the ball bounced, on the field and literally landed right in our laps. Now,
I'm a dummy. Is that technically a K ball? That's not a K ball because that's punting, right? The K ball is only for the kicking on the kickoff and the field goals.
You know what? I have to. Okay. I'm not certain.
No, but right away, one of the guys in the hoodies who was warming up came over and grabbed it from you.
Correct. Okay. Yes, sir. Yeah, and to that end, we do have another game ball. There was an instance during a winter game.
A third ball.
There is a third ball.
There is a third ball, folks.
Oh wow.
So all clarity here. Yeah. So during a Miami game, it was in the winter. It was a playoff game. My wife happened to grab a ball. Allen threw a pass to Gabe Davis. It went incomplete, bounced and landed in my wife's hands. We put it down. And the guy came over. Hey, where's the ball? I need the ball back. And everybody said, what ball? What are you talking about?
Oh, that's a you got a good section on your hands.
That's amazing. Yes. Kind of a reverse I'm Spartacus situation.
Was this the Skylar Thompson game?
It had to be. Miami playoff
right?
game.
Yeah.
About 4 years ago.
They had the third stringer in.
Yeah. Yes.
No, that's amazing.
Wow. So the section went to bat for you there.
It's like the saying is, it's one family, right? So it's all one family. So they had our back. And the staff member came over and said, where's the ball? I need the ball. And the young woman there said, I need the ball. Please, I need the ball back. I will give you another one at halftime, I promise. So we gave it back. She did stick true to her word. We had that ball. So
sticking true to your word. Let's go.
Big up.
Clap it up for it. Not recognized enough in this day and age.
For sure. So that was instance number 1. So my thought process was, okay, let's trust them, right?
Yeah.
We were followed
so
through.
Then you got bit the second time.
Yes,
okay.
sir.
All right. So now we're at the third time. You're running up. Now, this is the funny thing. First off, amazing burst at the beginning of the stairs. Then there's kind of that funny moment at the top with that security guard at the top where they kind of look at you, and you can even see on the video, they're like, wait, what's this bloke doing? And then they're like, I'll focus on the game amidst all of the Tirico madness. So what was going on there at the top of the steps?
At the top of the steps in my mind was just like, all right, how do I conceal this ball? What do I do with this ball so I don't draw more attention to me? Not even slightest inkling that the camera has been on me, and Mike Tirico was, announcing me all the way up the stairs.
Oh, brother, you were on national TV.
Yes, sir. Yeah. I learned that after the fact.
Yeah.
And so I tucked it under the shirt, did the old shirt tuck, and I looked like a pregnant man, or that I ate too many brats.
That's okay. No problem at a tailgate.
It happens to the best of us.
And I'm not hating. I respect everybody. And so it was just really, not inconspicuous. So I popped it out from under the shirt. I had my towel with me, like I said. I had the cowbells in my right hand, draped it in my left hand, the towel over top, did the old James Cook hold, cowbells in the right. And as I was walking and kind of jogging, the cowbells were jingling, which would draw the attention from any passersby.
Damn it.
The cowbell came back to bite him.
Well, wait, no, it's a good thing. So the cowbells drew the attention. They looked at the cowbells and paid no mind to what was under the towel in my left hand. So made my way through the concourse.
A little Trojan horse action.
Yeah. You got it. Got up, headed towards the gate to try to decide, really make the final decision. Do I head back or do I leave with this ball? So.
Okay, so clearly it looks like LeBron didn't have the only important decision of the week, Slack. Brian,
clearly
what do we
not.
got?
So I was, contemplating, what do I do with this ball? Obviously, they wanted it back from the other past instances that I had a ball in my hands. And I did make a promised to myself and to my wife and to my buddy at that point.
Family guy.
Yeah, at that point that he had the next ball. The next ball that I got is going to him. And so I'm a guy that sticks true to my word, but at the same sense, I'm a father. I try to live my life morally. I don't want to do anything, negative to impact them or impact my family or myself for that matter. You want to set the best example for the younger generation. And so I'm like, geez, I was really torn. Do I stash this, right? Do I take it back?
And
what
at
do
this
I
point,
do?
like if I was you, like now I want to put myself in your shoes. Like I'm a season ticket holder. Like you have seasons, you go to a lot of the games. Sorry for something, but it's like, could they ban my season tickets? Like, could they ban me from coming back to an NFL game, or especially one at in Orchard Park? Well, you would never want that. So I think
especially on the brink of the new stadium,
they're like,
too.
You've got the ball and you're in the clear. You were in the clear. You had no cops behind you. The getaway was done, right? But clearly, it's like you're looking at the big picture.
It's a moral dilemma.
Yeah,
100%. Yeah, and so there was no security chasing me. I was not being pursued by any means. Like it was legit normal guy going to get a beer or going to the restroom or whatever. I was kind of just hanging out in the open air areas of the stadium near the gate, and trying to decide what what course of action do I take, because I love the Bills. They're the lifeblood,
life,
right? It's life, baby.
Bills are life.
It's life, baby. So I couldn't not be in a position. I couldn't put myself in a position where I couldn't see them again, right? So phone rings at that point, and which is crazy, right?
That is crazy.
Yeah,
They already
as a season ticket holder, the reception is crappy.
100%.
Yeah.
Nothing's operating.
So you are a
stadium.
season ticket holder, for the record.
So for the record, I am not a season ticket holder. However, I do purchase my boys' season tickets.
Yeah, it was a split. I think I read that in the article. So
just want to get clear the air.
Yes,
because the one thing I know is you're constantly in that area, but you don't.
Yes, sir.
Is this the guy that's receiving the ball?
He is.
Oh, then
Yes.
that changes everything.
Yeah.
So phone's ringing,
and he's not ever had. Ever had a game ball since '99. He's had these seats.
Yes.
And has yet to get a game ball.
And when you got that first one, you were in the same seats?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Changes everything with
Yeah,
that. Okay. So go on with the phone call.
Sorry. So
No, you're fine.
You're
fine.
going to take us on this journey.
We
Just
need
wrapped
to
in.
ask questions.
Yeah, no, right on. Absolutely. So I get the phone call, I answer it, and it's my wife, Tara. Shout out, Tara.
Shout out, Tara.
And so she's like, hey, you got to bring that ball back. And I'm like, what? Are you crazy?
What ball?
Knowing full well we've discussed
Yes,
this.
I just told you I'll see you in the car.
clearly in your brain, there's a Bills official, essentially a Buffalo football official, essentially standing right next to her, probably at that
Something's
point.
going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm like, are you crazy? You know the deal here. I said, meet you at the car. And so I'm like, are you serious? And she said, yes, you need to bring that back. And I'm like, I don't know. Should I? And she's like, yes, they have another ball for you here. There's 3 sheriff's deputies down here now. They have another ball.
That's low even by your standards.
Oh, jeez. Yeah.
Whoa, okay.
Oh, no. Allegedly.
Okay, that's important.
Yeah, there you go.
Keyword.
Keyword.
And so I'm like, I don't know. What do you think? Should I really do it? Should I trust it? Again, having been burned the last time, I've been told that.
And this has to be a tough situation because, like I said, the troopers of the Bills guys are there, so she probably wants to help facilitate the situation. But you want to just have an honest conversation about your past game ball history and what's happened here. You're trying to figure that out in that moment.
100%.
I want to know too. Did your wife or anyone realize at this point that you were caught in 4K on TV?
None.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Because if I got a call like, "Hey, we're watching at home. We just saw you sprint."
It would be like,
I'd be like, the jig is up.
Yeah, you got
when you
blood on
get
the
caught
hands.
on video doing something, so it's like, you get caught. It's a little different. You had to think you were kind of in the clear, you were. There was no boundaries at that point.
100%, absolutely. And so she said, no, you need to bring the ball back. They have another ball that they're going to give you. I'm literally looking at it right here, but they won't give it to me until you come back.
Classic hostage swap situation.
Yeah.
Classic. So, I was like, okay, I'll be back. I'm coming back to the seat. And so, made my way back to the seat.
Did you get a round of applause when you came back?
No, sir. No. Because honestly, like I was really inconspicuous, still with it under the towel at that point. And
oh my God, he didn't want to give up. Still,
Yeah,
that he's got the prisoner.
He just worked so hard for that baby.
I know. I don't blame him. I don't blame you.
I'll tell you. And so, as I'm walking down the aisle, there's one of the deputies staring up the aisle at me with, a not so happy
dagger
oh man,
on his face with the ball in hand. And so, I'm nonchalantly walking down, still following the gameplay because obviously play is, ensuing on the field. Not trying to walk when the play is going on, trying to be, a responsible fan, not get in anybody else's way, and then make my way down to, our row one there. And make the swap. No words were exchanged with that specific deputy during the swap. And I received this ball that I'm holding here. So this is
air horns.
Yeah.
So Alan got the ball back, and I know that QBs are particular. The way that they rough balls.
They want them doctored up exactly how they want them.
So. I want our QB1, the best quarterback in the league, to, have every chance to, be as productive as possible. And if I can play some tiny role in that, that's makes my day.
I'll give extra claps for that.
There's just so much more into it than the binary person online sees it. It's a binary decision making, not the binary person. Okay, so once you saw the clip of Sirico, what'd you think of that play? Pretty good on you. Made you look pretty good.
I mean, I was dying laughing. I couldn't believe it. Watching myself initially in disbelief, going, oh my God, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like I had no idea the camera was on me. Just, that initial thought of I got to get out. Got to get out of here.
I mean, it was great technique. I saw it was the double step method.
The double step was insane. Like you could have so easily not gotten it, and not a full out slip, but everyone's half stuttered when you do the double step. I was like, oh my God, this guy
I know me after a tailgate, I'm not running anywhere
except the bathroom.
The way I partake. So
absolutely. Well, in that particular tailgate, I didn't go as hard as I had the previous game, the previous home game. So just one beer at the game, so I had all my faculties and was able to juke and jive and kind of keep it concealed going up. And what I kind of thought was, you can't even really, couldn't see the ball in that shot with Tirico, announcing me going up the stairs. You couldn't even see that I actually had the ball at that point still.
Right.
So
have any words been exchanged since this handoff?
As far as officials. Yeah. So I went back to the seat, right? We exchanged the ball, gameplay is resumed. And after being at the games in those seats for 4 years, you form a rapport, a relationship with the event security guards.
Yeah,
know them by first name.
Great people.
Great
Shout
people.
out Wayne. Shout out Wayne in our section.
Absolutely. No. Shout out Wayne. Shout out to the men and women that protect us, watch over us. Same to the Erie County Sheriff's deputies that are there protecting us as well, who we know by name and are very familiar with. Super great guys, and so. And that was another thing, like you said, you don't want to get banned. You don't want to burn any bridges, right?
Because people are well, you got the ball and you got away. No, that they would find out who you were eventually.
You go right to that seat.
I think there's a difference if this was your first Bills game in 4 years and you just happen to be sitting in the seats and you bought them online through Ticketmaster at the last second. Maybe they don't exactly know all the details, although Ticketmaster is a Bills partner, so I'm sure they can find that out. Yeah. But there's all kinds of ways they can find out, and there can be circumstances that are much worse than I saw some people saying it could be worth $1,000 or something, like 1,000, 1,500. The idea is that you got to have an experience that was unique to anyone. I think any Bills fan would love to be part of the storyline of the game, and that was really cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So later on, to get back to your point, Slick, I apologize, I digress.
It's okay. All good.
So I did, say, hey, I'm not trying to muddy the waters. I'm not trying to make a hassle for, you guys. And I was talking to the deputy who handed me the ball, did the exchange, as well as the sheriff's deputy who always kind of stands in that section and watches over us, who's an awesome guy, great guy, as well as the event security too, that we know, and said, basically said, I'm not trying to be, an a-hole here. I may get called that from time to time, sure, but I'm not trying to make things rough. I'm not trying to make a difficult situation and exchange the ball, gave it back. So
awesome. Yeah. Wow. That's very credible of you. Thank you.
Well,
very.
No, amazing. I mean, seriously. All right. Now going full circle on this, did you have any favorite memorabilia growing up? And now you're thinking about this experience. You're like, wow, it's kind of full circle.
Yeah, absolutely. Growing up, favorite memorabilia was not Bills growing up. When LaFontaine was supposed to come to the LaFontaine, baby.
Yeah.
Rest
That's
in peace,
awesome.
Generette.
Seriously, rest in peace to a legend. You think of all the
Yes.
memories that he made that much more special, seriously. And obviously Pat LaFontaine right there in the early 90s, mid 90s,
Yes.
there was right at the core of it. That's amazing.
Yes. We waited at the Galleria Mall after the Galleria Mall recently opened. LaFontaine didn't show up, but McGillney and Turgeon were there. And I had a signed puck that McGillney signed in a case, a little plastic case, which I still have to this day. He signed it in a gold Sharpie. Still in the original case. The mini sticks, remember the wooden mini sticks?
Oh, yeah.
I signed a couple of those, and then I had a glossy from Turgeon that he signed. The glossy, I don't know whatever happened to that, but I still have the puck. Definitely, as a kid, my favorite Buffalo sports memorabilia growing up.
Sports memorabilia when you're a kid is everything.
Yeah.
It seems larger than life for sure.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think this is going to be larger than life, but we didn't want you to leave Trainwreck today empty-handed. What we have for you is a commercial used Khalil Shakir caught and thrown football. We want you to leave here today with some
Get
game
out. Come on.
memorabilia
Wow.
courtesy of Trainwreck today.
Wow.
Huge thank you to our Brooklyn
Thank you.
team and her Buffalo team.
Awesome.
Listen,
Thank
BK,
you.
I know you're a
Thank
big
you.
Bills fan. Listen,
Yes, sir.
we're gonna take that even further and appreciate you taking it to the next level by giving the ball back and being a good fan.
Just so you know,
appreciate
him and
that.
Khalil probably completed what?
We
10
went 20
straight?
20. We went 20
20
20.
straight passes
Josh
with
and Khalil have never been on the same page that Khalil and I were
No
on that
way.
day.
No
So,
way.
Yeah, he'll tell you himself.
That's the Picasso's one?
Yes, Picasso's
Get out.
commercial.
Yeah. Shout out Picasso's. Awesome pizza.
Indeed. Yeah.
absolutely, best sheet pizza in the
Yeah.
game. Well, speaking of the best, thank you for coming in and spending some time with us, BK, today. Appreciate the family guy. He's not on social, so you can't track him, but let's track the Bills this year and let's get a Super Bowl.
Yes.
Awesome. Go Bills,
Indeed.
baby.
Go Bills. Thank you,
Awesome.
BK.
Thank you,
Thanks for
BK.
joining us, brother.